Hi there. Behind me is United Airlines Polaris Lounge here at Chicago's O'Hare International Airport. Let's go check it out. Polaris lounges, for the uninitiated, are United Airlines' premium offering, sitting one step above their United Club lounges, the latter of which you can find almost everywhere. Entry requirements are therefore tighter, and no level of status will get you in, not even global services, which makes me wonder what the point of even having it is in the first place apart from the upgrades. But that exclusivity does translate into privacy. These lounges are seldom full and never feels crowded. Anyways, this lounge is one of a few scattered around the US, with their features and designs being pretty much identical. There is some local art, with this installation reflecting Chicago's street grid. Alright, moving on, this lounge is decently large, with lots of nooks and corners to stuff amenities into, and something new to find in each of those corners. Throughout the space there was ample seating, with many different kinds of furniture onto which you can place your butt. Even at peak hours, it didn't get too crowded, and you could always find a seat no matter where in the lounge you wanted to sit. Charging outlets were available at every seat, and occasionally staff will come around to ask you if they could get you anything to eat or drink. These dining tables are set up in a few places throughout the lounge, as well as these one-person cubicle things for those who cannot convince their girlfriend to tag along on a business trip. The views out to the aprons are also absolutely awesome, especially in this corner where you're just literally feet away from whichever plane is parked at gate C18. When it comes to food and drinks, there are beverage stations and snack bars spread throughout this lounge. Coffee machines, teas, and other drinks are available in abundance. There was also a quite decent selection of both healthy and non-healthy snacks throughout the lounge. If you're after something of a more alcoholic nature, then there's a full-service bar. I can be quite boring sometimes, so I got this gin and tonic. It was actually very good. On the food front, there's a medium-sized buffet with a table of hot foods. Throughout the day, the selection changed, and there was no lapse in availability. I was here for a whole afternoon, and at no point was the buffet empty. Although, on occasion, the labels weren't entirely accurate. Pretty sure that's not chicken masala. The meatballs here are a staple dish, and you're meant to add whichever condiment suited your fancy. There were also some cold dishes in the periphery. This lounge felt a little lacking in terms of the self-serve food department, with the Newark and SFO lounges featuring a lot more buffet options in here, with sushi and hot dishes and other stuff. But, and this is a big but, that doesn't really matter because there is a restaurant. This is the a la carte dining experience here inside the lounge called the dining room. It's a small space with about 10 tables, but once again it wasn't crowded even during dinner time, as there was no wait for tables. I should also mention that you don't have to pay extra for this. All the food and drinks are completely free. You can, however, leave a tip, but it's not expected. There was a quite extensive cocktail selection, as well as an equally so wine list. The food menu is split into breakfast and lunch and dinner. You can order small bites on its own, or as an appetizer to go with your entree. Once again, being quite pedestrian, I went for the champagne because it seemed fancy. This was followed by my starter, which was a shrimp salad, though with this being American and everything, there was very little actual salad. The entree was a fish taco kind of situation. The fish was a little dry, but everything else tasted pretty good. This might not have been the best thing to get off the menu, and I probably won't recommend it. Dessert was this unofficial signature dish in Polaris lounges. Basically, it's a freshly baked cookie with ice cream on top of it, accompanied with solid and liquid chocolate. And a single strawberry, because sure, at this point, why not? So essentially, you've got a pretty comprehensive selection of every mono, di, and polysaccharide. Moving on, after all those carbs, a nap is absolutely necessary to ensure all those sugars get turned into fats. This lounge offers half a dozen nap rooms. These came with water, eye shades, earplugs, and all those things. On top of that, there was quite a comprehensive list of additional items you can ask for from the valet service. Yet again, the nap rooms never really got busy, and if you wanted to take a nap, there's almost always a free room even during the afternoon rush. With that said, they're not completely private with no door. But it sure is a heck of a lot better than a few beds placed in the same room, especially since you can control the lighting yourself. After a nap, you can freshen up in one of the many fabulously appointed shower suites. These were huge, tons of room in here, easily fits about a dozen people in here, or at least a couple of Americans. Anyways, a cool little feature in here is this magic cabinet into which you place any clothes you would like to be pressed, and after a little while, it'll come back fresh and crisp. Okay, come on, stupid camera, focus. The shower itself is also very nice. There was a rain shower head about 12 feet high, and the water pressure was very generous. The towels and linens were provided by Saks Fifth Avenue. Not sure if that's supposed to be prestigious or whatever, but the extra thick paper towels did have the Polaris branding on them, and I couldn't help but take a few. There were also slippers, and once again, you can ask for anything you want from the valet item list. Alright, that was a detailed look at the Polaris Lounge in Chicago as of spring 2020. If you like this lounge overview and would like to see more, then let me know, because I've got tons of footage of many more lounges. But until then, and until the next time, safe travels.